Greetings everyone, my name is Steele, and welcome back to Perceptions of the Dead Volume 2. On our last adventure, we got a little bit of a history lesson on Marcus and his family, well, more specifically, his family. We still don't really know too much about him personally. And then we had to go into the local police station to ask some questions about Tyrone's whereabouts, where we got some hints that the coroner met someone fitting his description. Unfortunately, the hunt still continues because, even though he was in the vicinity, he still is nowhere to be found currently. The trio exited, finding Marcus breathing enormous plumes of hot, misty breath into the sky.
Well, that was a useless stop.
Not completely.
We know he was here, and we know he was seen as recently as a few weeks ago. That's not much.
Hey, we know there's not a body. That's good.
And our gracious welcome committee tells us this place is actually haunted. Haunted enough to draw a null.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I've had a chance to ask about that thing. Or at least, more about it. And I have questions.
They're like super dangerous ghost-eating monsters that are drawn to powerful spirits like sharks to blood. There's not really much more to say. No one knows exactly what they are. Well, I mean, none of us know. But like, who knows, man? The world is big.
Okay, and well, while we're on the subject of this stuff, what are ghosts exactly?
Dead people.
I mean, mechanically, scientifically. Why is Owen over there and not, say, my great-grandma?
That is a question not easily answered. So, first, you must make two conceits. One is that humans exhibit, with whatever terminology you may choose to describe it, a psychic impact on the world around them. You perceive, and are therefore perceived.
Okay, that's just describing normal interaction. What do you mean by psychic?
I mean that there's more to simple perception than most are aware. I mean to say, there are connections and influences one cannot easily perceive. I'm saying that there is a metaphysical gravity in your very existence. It's that feeling when you know someone is watching you. It's when someone you're close to draws close and you know long before they announce their presence. I chose the term psychic, but it might be the soul, the grace of God, or Kai, or Chi. Hell, it may be magical power or mana. But it is there, and you have to simply accept that before I move further.
It's a very interesting way of putting it.
Makes sense. Go on.
Traumatic deaths leave a psychic impression on the world. These are ghosts. Are they still the original person, or an echo? Who knows? That's it.
That explains a lot. Now for some questions. Why are you particularly indistinguishable from a human while most people don't even notice Owen?
Firstly, I am not. I have no physicality without effort, but my psychic imprint isn't far off from a human's. Anyone who looks at me will see me.
Ah, so that explains why humans are able to interact with her, but they don't see Owen at all.
Owen, on the other hand, has such a weak psychic imprint that only those who are particularly sensitive to such things can see him. Now, before I go any further, I want to make another thing clear. None of the things I am telling you are facts. These are closer to theories, and not even scientific community theories, but more simply my own, developed over time. And there are many exceptions. Like Owen's conversation with that officer. Or Marcus.
Hey, what'd I do?
To be honest, I don't know the how, the why, not the real reason. Not even for myself.
Okay, what about vampires and aliens?
I don't think so, and I have no idea. Probably not. At least not locally.
Don't get her started. She loves talking about aliens.
So what exactly are acolytes? You've used that term once or twice.
It's just a net term for those who pursue the Eldritch. They may be as simple as researchers, or as in the thick of it as the missing Tyrone.
Good talk, guys. Can we squeeze in the car and go looking around town in something with heat?
Yes, sorry.
I like that we're getting explanations now. I mean, it's a little bit deep, and I kind of had a hard time wrapping my head around that. But I did like that she explained that it's more of her personal power and how her strength has manifested over the years, that she's able to emit herself before other people so that she can interact with them and vice versa. But Owen, because he's a fragment of his former self, or of his spirit at the very least, he can only project himself so much to those sensitive to seeing spirits within the veil, like Jill or possibly even the officer, which I do find interesting, because you figure the officer wouldn't be that sensitive to it at all. It kind of makes it seem like Jill isn't that special, that she has Owen tagging around with her. A moment later, they were in the car as the light snow began to fall more heavily.
So Jill, what about you? What's your story?
Jill took the opportunity to wrap up in her scarf.
You didn't actually tell me your stories. You just told me about ghosts.
That is my story.
I know Tyrone from when we were kids. Best friends. We got way into Lovecraft and D&D in college, and he and I moved into his parents' old house after graduation while we looked for jobs. I ended up making software stuff of various flavors that make vanilla look appealing, and he fell off the map for 4 years before coming back with 2 ghost girls in tow to tell me he was a real-life Winston Zedmore. Just for the record, he used Winston, not me. I think he's more of a Peter Venkman.
I died a few hundred years ago while working on the Central Pacific. Your turn.
Wait, you died working on the railroad?
All the livelong day. I really don't have much to say about the interim. Lots of persisting.
Well, I'm a streamer. I was, livably famous, I suppose. As in, I made enough to make ends meet, but not like Ponyhammer or something.
I hate Ponyhammer.
Is that an actual streamer? I don't recognize the name at all.
Anyway, I was doing a Halloween live stream and got my veil or something ripped away by some ghost in St. Heart.
I'm familiar with the place.
Owen started haunting me, and my phone, to a lesser extent, and then he told me I could get help from Tyrone.
Oh, okay, so that explains why she was able to see everything. I wonder who it was that ripped her veil. Was it Raven, or was it the ghost that shot a bullet through her head?
You kinda know the rest from there. You think maybe we should go back? The snow is really starting to come down.
I barely see where I'm driving.
You take the car back to the hotel. I'm gonna go look around town.
Marcus stopped at a light, and Ripley was out in the heartbeat of silence following her few words.
Oh, come on! Didn't even give me a chance to argue.
So, you like her, huh?
What? No!
No, brah, don't lie. It's obvious.
Ooh, Marcus got a crush on Ripley.
Look, I'm sorry about the necrophilia comments earlier.
No, Nope, we're not talking about this right now.
Aw, come on. She's cute. You can admit it.
I'll go back to the hotel. You should follow her and go clue hunting or whatever. Here's my number. Call me to pick you up or if something happens.
Jill cocked an eyebrow as the light changed, and Marcus just stared at her in the rear view.
Okay.
She snatched the card and stepped out of the car, Owen choosing to simply phase through the trunk. And then Marcus left, his orange jalopy clanking away into the obscure curtains of snowdrift.
Oh man, I know cold doesn't bother me as much as other people, but it is freezing!
That's kinda a requirement for snow, brah.
Oh, shut your gobstopper cruncher, Owen!
For once, Owen did, his gaze looking into the distance. Jill tried to follow, but couldn't make out anything in the direction, not through the heavy snow. Instead, she took the opportunity to orient herself. Panning across the whitewashed town, she was shocked to see plumes of steam or fog or mist, or, well, to be honest, she wasn't really that familiar with which terminology should apply here. And then a memory hooked into the back of her mind, and she pulled up her phone. Turning on the streaming program, she looked into the camera and felt a chill far more intense than the snow as she saw a figure standing beside her. It was the girl. She watched the video in fascination as the girl began to speak, silent.
Oh!
Jill fished for her headphones and quickly plugged them in, and then she heard the voice.
Can you hear me now? oddly enough, yes. Can you hear me?
Something happened to Tyrone! Something happened to me! Everything is... it's hard to think. It's even harder to speak.
Then skip the exposition, girl who I assume is Tulip. What can we do? Where is he? Where are you?
That is a very intense-looking snowman.
Uh-oh. Jill cocked an eyebrow and looked again away from her phone. Oh, shit.
Something is controlling those things. Something worse than them.
There it was, lanky and thin, not the kind of proportions one would normally see on a snowman.
There's so many... nulls.
Jesus, if one alone is dangerous, there's 4 of them so far. Abruptly, Jill's phone cut out, and as she looked up, the snowman turned towards her.
Oh, pumpernickel loaf.
Jill didn't even take a second glance as she turned, dropping into the breakneck sprint in the space of a gasp of air.
Oof!
She hit Owen's chest like she had been running into a wall and fell into the biting snow. Wait, what? He can manifest himself into a solid object?
You're corporal now?
It's not coming after us.
What?
She turned. Sure enough, she watched as it began to walk, slowly, almost dreamily, away from the pair.
I would say that is a clue.
Well, let's just hope your stupid haunting lets me make a stinking phone call.
Jill dialed quickly, still watching the creature leave.
Hello?
I found one of those null thingies, but not only is it ignoring me and Owen, it's walking like it's got someplace to be.
Don't follow it.
What? Are you kidding me?
Look, those things will fuck you up, dude. It's not worth it. Just, note where it's going, and maybe we can investigate.
I'll take that into advisement. Oh, also Tulip says there's something worse than the null thingies.
What? Tulip? Wait, no, don't follow it!
Jill hung up and swiped to her streaming app.
You know the drill by now. Do we follow?
Oh, God, don't give me the
Also,
choice.
I gotta ask, how is the view from my pocket? Do you have, weird ghost powers that let you see even when the camera isn't rolling?
Yeah, basically ghost power scrying with limitations. Follow the null, don't follow it. I'm gonna say this.
Oh, really? That is good, I guess. I appreciate not having to walk around with a selfie stick. But that's off subject.
Follow the null, don't follow it. Oh, man. I'm kind of curious, but I'm also nervous. If I follow it, am I going to run into what's controlling them? I kind of feel like I should play it safe. You know what? I'm going to play it safe.
Right. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it's because I've only been told those things are dangerous, not why or anything.
One did snatch Owen directly out of the car.
But I really shouldn't be risking my life over, nothing.
Don't worry, I'll follow it for us.
Wait, what? No!
Jill snatched at Owen. Her hand passed through like he was wafting through mist.
Oh, my potatoes! Owen! You are so frustrating!
You don't have to come. I'll be fine, bruh.
I can't let you go alone. Ah, fine. I'm coming.
What the hell? What's the point of giving me a choice if I'm just gonna leave after it anyway?
Stupid ghost.
Jill let her alongside.
Choo choo.
Chugga, chugga, chugga.
Man, you'd think they'd have a burger joint or something.
I gotta admit, I kind of don't like when games do that. It makes having the options seem pointless. But I guess it does kind of add on to it as well, because it would pique on your curiosity. Like, oh man, what would happen if I did follow him? I don't know.
I'm dying here.
Marcus checked his car's clock. Barely 5 minutes had passed.
God damn it, where is she? It's been 5 minutes and no sign of her or a pizza place. So hungry I could go full-on cannibal in about another 10 minutes.
As though on cue, Ripley's form seemed to coalesce from the wafting waves of snow.
I'm not sure if that was ghost shit, or if this is the kind of weather you're really not supposed to be driving in.
Ripley began to approach the car, and Marcus's stomach rumbled. He looked down at it with scorn.
Dude, I was only kidding about the cannibalism thing.
Ripley stepped into the car, not bothering with the door.
Everywhere I've gone is locked up because of the blizzard.
Oh, it's a blizzard. That explains a lot.
Weren't you heading back to the hotel to warm up?
What? No. Maybe cold is code for hungry.
Really?
I eat a lot. I don't like getting made fun of for it, so I have code words.
Well, I have nothing. I assume you're in the same boat, lest you would have said something.
Oh, shit, yes! Jill's following a no.
The two sat in silence, the only sound being the whir of the heater.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
She found a no acting weird and decided to follow it, or I assume she did. She hung up on me.
Ripley paused in thought.
I have no idea what's going on here. Let's go try to find her.
What do you think I've been doing, trying to find her? That, and somewhere with something to eat. God, I could eat a pony right now. Whole.
Just drive.
You wolfed down a shit ton of waffles. You figured it'd sustain you for a little bit. The snow had begun to pick up along with the wind, and Jill could no longer discern the details of the world around her as the sky and earth blurred in the flurry. What she could see, however, was the no.
Hey, Owen, do you know if it's normal to be able to see ghosts more clearly than the world around them?
Oh, totally. Things like fog and distance don't affect a ghost because you're not actually seeing them. Your brain is being overridden with their psychic imprint.
Jill paused, turning to Owen.
Owen, that was frighteningly coherent.
Dude, I mean, he's got that SoCal personality, but he is pretty educated on this stuff.
Oh, look, brah, more.
Jill suppressed a groan as she tried to finish a text. I don't know where I am. It's hard to see in the snow. Is anyone there? Run. Ooh.
Oh no. This can't be good.
She is surrounded by those things.
Or normal, for that matter.
It's drawing them towards it. Like the beacon from Wreck-It Ralph.
You remembered something not from the 90s! Wait, off subject. It...
There's something happening in the middle of town. So much power, even I can taste it. It's like Ma's mac and cheese, brah. Wicked delicious.
A creature nearly brushed Jill's shoulder as it walked past the paused pair. In that moment, the cold of the night became nothing as that proximity reached down deep inside and brushed against her soul. She shuddered violently, clutching her chest as her knees gave out, breath seemingly torn from her lungs. It was as though she had taken a deep breath in the vacuum of space. And then she was back.
Are you alright?
No. Well, no. I'm okay, but that...
I'm sorry. We should go back.
Jill pulled her scarf up over her face, breathing through the warm fabric, breathing warmth back into her lungs.
No, I'm going to see where they're going.
Owen's face curled into an unfamiliar smile, and for a moment Jill saw something more than the dull, glassy stare those eyes normally held. Look at his face! Owen, what are you thinking? And then it was gone.
Cool. Maybe we should call Marcus before sneaking into that creepy building, though, brah.
What creepy building?
Jill asked as her knee, and then... What? Jill asked as her knee, and then promptly her face met brick wall. Oh, okay. The whole structure of that sentence threw me off.
Okay, at this point, I think we're in the middle of City Park. I literally can't see more than a few meters ahead of us, and to be brutally honest, I have no fucking clue how we still have traction.
I'm helping.
Well, that's not creepy at all, knowing you're bayoneting my car along.
I'm not
Ripley paused.
exactly doing that.
Well, we're not driving anymore. I'm parking in. Holy shit!
The gnoll walked past them so close to the car it would have scraped the hood had it possessed substance.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Look, there's more!
While there was fear in Marcus's voice, it was only when he turned to Ripley that he saw her own fear. Her eyes were wet, tears at the edge, face a grimace of disbelief and horror.
No. No, I don't want to go like this.
Oh, I get it now. So the cow skull is her hat. That's interesting.
I just wanted to be safe again. I just wanted...
One of the white forms paused, turning slowly, its empty gaze falling upon Ripley. Ugh. And then it began to walk forward, towards them.
Ripley, it's okay.
No, it's not. I should have realized when Tyrone disappeared. It was too good to last.
What are you talking about?
Are you an idiot? You, Tulip, me, the three of us alone were more than enough to draw one of them to that house.
She turned out the window to see the creature approaching, and an empty calm washed over her face.
They're scared of him. I don't know what he is. But I've heard legends of things worse than nulls. Things like ghost eaters.
Marcus threw back his head and let out a long sigh, one tinged heavily with annoyance and frustration.
Really? That's it? That's why you're so into Tyrone? Because he scares away the spooky, scary skeleton ghosts.
Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine. Sorry.
What is with your attitude? We're about to die.
No, we're not.
Marcus got out of the car. Marcus, what are you doing? Don't be a hero.
Oh, poop. That hurt.
Jill's hand reached forward and she felt ice crunch beneath her hand as she pressed against the wall.
Whoa. It's like the building is so cold, it's freezing the air around it.
Jill snatched back her hand as the cold finally made its way through her mittens and bit her fingers.
Popsicles! Come on, let's find a door.
Jill began to brush wildly at the delicate lattice of ice veiling the building in white.
Don't worry, bro. I've got a quicker trick to get us in lickety-split.
Owen proceeded to stick his head into the wall. He turned once, twice, and then stepped back to point at an unremarkable portion of the ice siding.
Double doors right there. I think it's a gymnasium.
Like for school?
Exactly.
Gonna call Marcus.
Jill pulled up her phone.
Oh, the app's going. Wow, look at people talking. Hey, gals and ghouls. Looks like there's a lot more people talking this time, and no sign of the girl who tried to hijack my broadcast. Okay, this is going to be a little bit different than my normal questions, guys. Anyone out there have any idea what's going on?
I have no idea. It's a magical snowstorm, right? It's gotta be Ethiqua. That's the company that made the game, the little studio. It's a null summoning ritual. Maybe Tyrone is trying to get rid of the nulls. Tyrone is being eaten by the nulls. His strength must have drawn them. Go inside. I have no idea. Maybe Tyrone is trying to get rid of the nulls? Tyrone is getting eaten? Oh, man, I don't want to think of Tyrone being eaten by the nulls. But that would explain why they would be collecting it all in one place. Because they finally are being able to devour the one thing that can destroy them. I'm just going to say go inside.
Not actually helpful information, but that's what I was planning anyway. So...
Then a message in bold red text with a black background, a format that should have been disabled on her channel, appeared. Tyrone is going to die. Move.
Huh. Well, that's creepy in a whole new sort of way.
Jill dialed quickly.
Jill, you're alive. Where?
I'm at what I assume is the school's gymnasium.
Jill looked at Owen, who gave a sharp nod.
We'll come to you. I can smell you.
You can... What?
Huh?
I'll be there soon.
This time, Marcus hung up on her.
Well, that was weird.
Jill turned to the building.
I can't wait anymore. I'm going in.
Raising her foot and striking with all the force her small frame could muster, she kicked the door open. Inside, it was quiet.
I'm glad I don't have automatonophobia.
Also known as pediophobia.
Jill turned to Owen, his words more startling than the room.
I mean, the second implies children as well, but they mean the same thing.
Jill just cocked an eyebrow.
Brah.
Brah.
There's the Owen I know. Why aren't any of them moving?
I think it's a spell, brah. Though I can't say yet if they're casting it or fueling it.
A little of both, actually.
A girl haggard and worn, wrapped tight in a frost-tinged heavy coat, stepped out from the hallways just behind the gymnasium.
Another acolyte. Just don't panic like the other idiot did. You bump into a null and you die. Simple as that. That's not a threat. It's just that they're really dangerous.
The girl looked about the room, her eyes falling on the form trapped in the center.
God damn it. If you had only... Any later and you'd have missed your chance. It would be too late. But you show up just in time for me to have to deal with you.
The girl flipped back her hood and Jill gasped as the girl rubbed her eyes groggily.
Dear God, I'm really starting to sound like some maniacal villain, aren't I? Look, it's nothing personal, but this is something important and way bigger than one random...
You!
What? Why are you yelling like that?
You're Kiki! You're my rival!
It's nice to be recognized, I suppose, but I have no idea who... Holy shit, you're Jill Count! You! Rival? You have like an entire fan base of people obsessed with your horror web series! Don't tell me you're actually documenting your acolyte work? That shit is all real?
Language! To Molly's I am live!
Ugh, I hate you.
What is going on?
Why didn't I think of that?
What are you doing here?
The woman pulled out a gun from her pocket, her eyes narrowing. Okay.
None of your business.
This took a turn.
And I'd suggest reining in your familiar. I can deal with ghosts as easily as my gun can deal with you.
Kiki looked thoughtful for a moment.
Did that sound as awkward to you as it did to me? I need sleep. Soon, though. And call back your ghost!
Jill looked to Owen, who had begun to drift away, examining something that was apparently terribly interesting on the floor.
Look, I don't know what this all is.
Doesn't matter. It's too important for me to risk you messing it up.
Does it have to do with the Rookards?
Kiki grimaced at the question, looking at Jill with unconcealed suspicion.
Yes, it does. Not as ignorant as you claim, huh? You know, I thought it would be harder to kill someone if I knew who they were. Thanks to it being you, that's not the case.
Whoa, okay. The barrel was in Jill's face in the span of a breath, and with that sight, Jill felt like the world stood still.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do, but you made some mistakes, brah.
A pregnant silence hung in the air. Kiki's hand suddenly unsteady. With a defiant bark of a laugh, she yelled towards Owen.
Ha! No! The original design was the one with the mistakes. That's why we're all like this. Why they are like that.
She gestured vaguely at the Polaris nulls.
Nah, brah, right here. You've got this rune putting power to this rune instead of hopping the node and powering this matrix. Totes amateur stuff, brah. Easy to fix, though.
Totes. Another silence so deep Jill could swear she heard the crystallization of her own steaming breath in the overwhelming cold.
Show me.
And with that, the gun was no longer trained on her, the assailant's attention on Owen. Jill took in a slow breath and pressed her hand to her face, terrified to find a smile on it.
Oh, bean burritos, I'm an adrenaline junkie.
Jill took a moment to reassess the room, fear and excitement making her heart thump in her ears. The pattern was so clear now, a spiraling monstrosity of arcane nonsense looping inwards to a single point, the nulls filing around it like they were a part of this eldritch sigildry. And there he was, poised like some Egyptian pharaoh, enshrined in a lattice prison of ice as impossibly pale as the nulls surrounding him. Jill rushed forward.
Don't you dare!
She didn't need to see the gun to know it was trained on her again.
I have suffering through this. He showed up one day, and there he was, the answer to my prayers. His aura, can't you see it?
No, not really. Can't read auras. You know, it's something I've been meaning to learn to do, though.
Ugh, why is such an incompetent acolyte so popular? Who does your editing? Wait, never mind. Look, his power, the amount of energy stored inside him, the power inside a simple acolyte, barely tapped, it's all I need to fuel the ritual. This time we won't lose half our family, and this time we'll finally be free. Free of this curse we brought upon ourselves just trying to save this goddamn city.
Whoa, so is she a relative of Marcus's?
Hey! Language!
Why?
There's like a 50% chance we may be live. Or, like, unlive?
What, do you have a ghost camera?
You can have a ghost of a camera?
Of course.
No, no camera. Maybe my phone, though. Which would explain a lot.
It doesn't matter. Your need to prattle bought me all the time I needed.
She gestured towards the runes as they began to light.
Any moment now, the gathering power will reach a critical level, and the ritual will immediately activate. It's too late to stop it.
And there, that ought to fix it.
Jill could see the color drain from the girl's face as she heard the words. The gun dropped to her side and she turned in slow horror to see Owen standing above a heavily marred sequence of sigils.
No. No. Wake up! Snap out of it, damn it! Kill them! Kill them all!
And finally, the nulls began to stir. Ooh, okay, I'm actually gonna leave it right here. This is getting really, really interesting. So, with the one of those options earlier on Jill's phone being that Tyrone is fueling a ritual, I wonder if he's the one in the chrysalis and is, I don't know, like his aura alone is what's keeping the nulls dormant, but because Owen futzed around with the sigils, it now activated the ritual, and it's causing them to stir now. So I think Owen screwed something up. I'm not too sure what the hell's going on, but oh my god, this is getting really, really interesting. I hope nothing happens to Tyrone, because he is a cool character, but in the event, if someone does have to die, I'm kind of hoping he has to do this heroic self-sacrifice thing to rid the world of all the nulls, and that way everyone else can leave in a happily ever after type fashion. But, oh god, I can't wait to see how this ends. Anyway, I'm going to pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then thrust your muscle on that like button. Keep playing it awesome, and I will see you all on my next adventure.